The day begins where the chocolate begins, on the branch. Harvest turns into movement, one pallet at a time. The raw work meets the industrial world at the fence line. From soil to steel, lifted into the chain.
Every batch enters through the same throat of the plant.
The line takes over, steady, impartial, unstoppable.
Quality starts before a single bean is seen.
Dirt leaves first, so flavor has room to speak. The shell gives way, and the real cargo appears. Time joins the process here, working quietly in the dark. Fermentation reshapes the bean before heat ever touches it. Moisture must leave, slowly, evenly, completely. Control is the difference between dry and ruined.
Every rack gets a name, and every name gets tracked.
The factory takes the batch from hands to machines. Gravity does its part, clean, quick, final. What was raw and quiet is about to meet fire and motion. Heat starts its work the moment the drum takes the load.
Roasting is a balance, flame, air, and time in agreement.
The numbers rise, but the senses still decide. One small sample tells the story of the whole batch.
The finish is not a moment, it's a decision.
The drum lets go, and cooling must begin immediately.
Heat leaves fast here, so flavor stays where it belongs.
The husk is pulled away, light as paper, stubborn as dust. What remains is the core, the nib, dense with promise.
Clean nibs mean clean chocolate, no shortcuts.
The solids go in, paste will come out.
Under pressure and warmth, the bean turns to liquid.
Now it can be moved, measured, and transformed.
From this liquid, two futures split: butter and cake.
Pressure is the oldest tool in the factory.
Butter runs free, smooth, bright, and valuable. What's left is strength, solid cocoa, ready for the next step. One batch becomes many streams, all timed to meet again.
Solids return to grains, so they can be measured and blended.
Now ingredients stop being separate and start becoming formula. Chocolate begins as a measured decision.
Consistency is built by weighing, not guessing.
First, it's powder and friction. Then it turns to paste. Fat carries flavor if you feed it at the right moment.
The recipe tightens. Taste is engineered here.
Texture is a machine problem, and the machines are ready. Pressure turns grit into silk, micron by micron. Refining makes it fine. Conching will make it right. Here, time and heat polish the flavor. Small additions make big differences in the mouthfeel. Flow tells the truth before the molds ever see it. Now the structure matters. Crystals decide the snap. Tempering is discipline. Temperature with no excuses.
The molds arrive empty, ready to become product.
Portion by portion, the bar takes its first shape.
A quick shake now prevents flaws later. Cooling sets the structure, quietly, relentlessly.
The change is subtle until the bar releases.
Good. When it's ready, it lets go cleanly.
The mold returns to the line. It's work done for this cycle.
Shape is visible now, so imperfections have nowhere to hide.
10, 20, 30.
Safety checks happen fast, but they're never skipped. Order matters when speed is next. Wrapping is choreography. Every gap earns its place.
Even the wrapper has to hit its mark.
Heat and pressure close the package like a promise.
Traceability travels with every bar.
If the weight is right, the process is still under control.
Packaging starts as flat paper, then becomes structure.
The bar gains a second skin, stronger, stackable.
Single units become inventory, ready to travel.
The box is built in seconds, so it can protect for weeks.
This is where product becomes shipment. Sealed shut, so the line can keep moving. Data sticks as firmly as tape.
The stream turns, but the pace stays steady.
Precision at speed is just careful timing. Shipping strength starts with the first layer. Even the pallet is part of the quality chain.
Good.
Stack by stack, stability is built.
One sheet can save a whole pallet from shifting.
The load becomes a single unit, ready to be secured.
Wrap turns friction into security.
Covered, tightened, finished, without ever stopping the flow.
Finished goods don't rest. They wait to move.
Now the factory hands it to logistics.
Storage is organized patience. Every location is a promise you can find again. Dispatch begins with a simple instruction: go get it. Stored goods become moving goods again. Secured cargo is safe cargo, every time. When the seal clicks, responsibility shifts. What was raw and quiet is about to meet fire and motion. Heat starts its work the moment the drum takes the load. The product leaves, but the process never stops. Outside is logistics. Inside, the line keeps breathing.
Between batches, the factory resets with discipline.
Cleanliness is part of the recipe. Pipes get cleaned from the inside, where you can't see.
The line is flushed, so the next chocolate stays pure.
Clean is proven, not assumed. Reliability is maintained in the minutes between runs.
Restart is careful, so speed can be honest.
The factory remembers by writing everything down. Once tuned, the line becomes a heartbeat.
Output is just input, organized at scale. The cycle repeats until the order is met. Spacing is the invisible architecture of speed. When repetition is perfect, a robot is simply a tool. The camera checks what the human eye would miss at speed. Automation needs an exit for exceptions. The system is fast, but correction stays human. Stacking becomes geometry at industrial pace.
A thin sheet can stabilize a ton of product.
The final layer of film is the final layer of protection.
A label turns a stack into a trackable object. Even with automation, movement still needs skill. Staging is a pause designed for the next push.
Lane 3, chocolate bars confirmed.
The last step is coordinated, not improvised.
The dock is where planning meets gravity.
Once the bridge is down, everything moves quickly.
Dispatch is the final motion of the factory's story.
The product is ready for the road again.
Closure is a checkpoint, not an ending. A seal is a signature you can't erase. While shipments leave, proof stays behind.
Quality control is where the factory talks in measurements. Every batch gets questioned before it gets trusted.
The sound of a snap is structure, made audible. Smoothness is measured, not imagined.
The numbers tell you what the tongue will feel later.
Moisture is small, but it changes everything.
Approval is earned in ink and evidence.
With approval, production becomes deliverable.
Finishing is just catching the last small mistakes.
Protection is engineered in the details. A tight wrap is a quiet guarantee. Precision continues right up to the door. When the light turns green, the building breathes out. Verification follows every move, even the final one.
In shipping, proof is as real as product.
Restraint is what makes motion safe. The last contact is deliberate. Records travel with the load, so responsibility does too.
Some proof takes time, so it stays behind. Retention samples are the factory's memory.
Chocolate hates heat, so temperature is audited.
Stability is proven on paper, not hoped for.
Control includes what you don't want inside the product.
Hygiene is the quiet foundation under every step.
A checklist is a last conversation with the process.
Once tagged, the pallet enters the final queue. Paperwork is the legal twin of the load. Final checks prevent final regrets. With release, the factory's work becomes the world's inventory. Dispatch is motion-guided by systems.
One last scan, and the load is officially gone.
The road takes the product. Operations keep the place alive. Behind every shipment, more product waits.
Storage isn't hiding, it's organized readiness.
In the warehouse, accuracy is speed.
Movement inside the building is its own kind of logistics.
Every lane points to a different destination.
Preparation prevents damage you can't undo.
Inside the box, centimeters matter.
Securement is the last protection before vibration. One load leaves sealed, others wait their turn. The factory's output becomes a landscape of finished work. From outside, the complexity looks simple until you follow the path. In the end, it all looks like boxes until you remember the bean. The final product is counted, labeled, and ready. Storage is the calm before the next departure. The last lift sends the product into the supply chain.
And this is how modern factories produce chocolate bars from start to finish.
The work continues, batch after batch, day after day.